Every year, millions of people wake up before sunrise. They work hard. They sacrifice their time. They chase promotions, pay raises, and financial security. Yet despite all their effort, most will never become wealthy. Not because they are lazy. Not because they lack intelligence. And not because success is reserved for a chosen few. The truth is far more uncomfortable. Most people are trapped inside a system they don't fully understand. A system that rewards certain behaviors and quietly punishes others. And until that system is understood, financial freedom remains out of reach. Look around any major city. Every morning, millions of people follow the same routine. Wake up, commute, work, return home, repeat. There is nothing wrong with hard work. In fact, hard work is essential. But hard work alone has never been the defining factor behind great wealth. If it were, construction workers, nurses, and factory workers would dominate the list of the world's richest people. Wealth is not simply about effort. It is about leverage, ownership, and decisions that compound over time. The biggest financial trap is often invisible. Most people believe they are making independent choices. But many of those choices are influenced by culture, advertising, and social expectations. Society teaches people how to earn money. Rarely does it teach them how to build wealth. As a result, many spend decades chasing income while neglecting ownership. They become trapped in a cycle where every financial victory is followed by a new financial burden. More income, more expenses, more pressure. The maze grows larger, and the exit becomes harder to find. Wealthy individuals and average earners often live in completely different financial realities. The average person spends first and invests what remains. The wealthy invest first and spend what remains. This single difference may appear small. Yet over years and decades, it produces radically different outcomes. One lifestyle creates temporary comfort. The other creates lasting financial power. Wealth is rarely built through one massive decision. It is usually the result of thousands of small decisions, repeated consistently over time. Most people exchange time for money. Wealthy people focus on acquiring assets. Assets continue working long after the owner has gone to sleep. Businesses generate revenue. Investments compound. Real estate produces cash flow. Intellectual property earns royalties. The wealthy understand a simple principle. There are only so many hours in a day. But assets have no such limitation. While most people work for money, the wealthy gradually build systems that allow money to work for them. Modern society is built around consumption. Every day, thousands of advertisements compete for your attention. They don't just sell products. They sell identity. A luxury watch becomes a symbol of status. A new car becomes a symbol of success. The latest phone becomes a symbol of belonging. But the wealthiest individuals often understand something different. They know that every dollar spent today is a dollar that can no longer grow tomorrow. While consumers buy liabilities, wealth builders quietly accumulate assets. The difference may seem invisible at first, but over decades, it becomes impossible to ignore. Debt is one of the most powerful forces in the modern economy. Used wisely, it can accelerate growth. Used carelessly, it can destroy financial freedom. Millions of people spend years paying for purchases they no longer even use. Credit cards create convenience, but they can also create dependency. Every monthly payment represents future income already promised away. The more debt a person carries, the fewer options they possess. Financial freedom begins when income is no longer controlled by past decisions. And that is why the wealthy treat debt differently than most people. In the past, wealth was often determined by land, factories, or resources. Today, one of the most valuable assets on earth is human attention. Every notification, every video, every advertisement, every platform is competing for a single thing: your focus. The longer you remain distracted, the more valuable you become to someone else. Wealthy individuals understand this battle. They guard their attention carefully, because attention influences decisions, and decisions ultimately determine outcomes. Human beings are not perfectly rational. We are emotional creatures. Fear drives decisions. Greed drives decisions. Impatience drives decisions. Entire industries profit from these psychological weaknesses. They understand that most people seek immediate rewards. The problem is that wealth rarely rewards impatience. Wealth rewards consistency, discipline, long-term thinking. The greatest battle is not against the economy. It is against the impulses that exist inside our own minds. Imagine two people standing at the same starting line. One focuses only on today. The other focuses on the next 10 years. At first, their lives may appear identical. But over time, the gap begins to widen. Every decision becomes a move on a financial chessboard. One move may seem insignificant, yet hundreds of moves create a completely different future. Wealthy individuals often think in years, sometimes decades. They sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term opportunity. And that mindset changes everything. Most people underestimate the power of time. They expect dramatic results immediately. And when those results fail to appear, they give up. But wealth rarely grows in a straight line. It grows slowly at first, almost invisibly. Then something remarkable happens. Small gains begin creating larger gains. Progress begins accelerating. This is the power of compounding, a principle so powerful that it has created countless fortunes throughout history. The wealthy understand that time is not merely a resource. It is their greatest financial ally. And the earlier they begin, the more powerful that ally becomes. Many people spend their lives chasing motivation. But motivation is temporary. It rises and falls with emotions. Wealth, however, is often built through systems. Systems remove the need for constant willpower. Automated investing, business processes, long-term plans, consistent habits. These systems continue working even on difficult days. The wealthy understand that success is rarely the result of a single burst of effort. It is the result of structures that operate repeatedly over long periods of time. In the end, systems outperform motivation. There is a significant difference between appearing wealthy and actually being wealthy. Many people associate wealth with luxury, expensive cars, designer clothing, public displays of success. Yet some of the wealthiest individuals in the world live surprisingly modest lives. Their focus is not on proving wealth. Their focus is on preserving and expanding it. They understand that true financial power often operates quietly. It does not seek constant attention. It seeks longevity. Because wealth that lasts generations is built differently from wealth that merely attracts attention. Every financial empire begins with a decision. Not a billion-dollar deal. Not a lucky investment. A decision. A decision to think differently. To act differently. To prioritize the future over the present. The world's most successful entrepreneurs and investors were not born with special abilities. They simply developed habits and perspectives that compounded over time. Every empire starts small. Every fortune begins with a single step. And every transformation begins when a person decides to stop following the crowd. Most people spend their lives searching for a secret, a shortcut, a hidden formula, a single breakthrough that will change everything. But the truth is far less exciting and far more powerful. Wealth is not created overnight. It is created through decisions repeated consistently over years. The wealthy do not operate under different laws of reality. They simply understand principles that most people ignore. Ownership instead of dependence. Patience instead of impulsiveness. Systems instead of motivation. Long-term thinking instead of short-term gratification. These ideas may seem simple, yet their impact can transform entire lives. The gap between financial struggle and financial freedom is often smaller than it appears. It begins with awareness, then action, then consistency. Because in the end, wealth is not a destination. It is the result of thousands of decisions made when nobody is watching. And the choice of which path to follow has always been yours. This is Empire Decoded.